What's up, guys? Chris here from Mainely Mesh, doing another cleat review today with the brand new, spanking new Adidas Lacrosse mid-high cleat. These things are pretty wild looking, which is why I won't be testing these on the field because I'm not the biggest fan of the look, but we'll get a little bit more into that. I just want to take you through the offering because it's pretty awesome that Adidas is getting back into lacrosse. It's really cool seeing the big time companies come back and start duking it out in the sport that we love. That only means good things for the consumer. And Adidas' big mantra going back into the sport of lacrosse is that they want to make the fastest athlete possible, and by doing that they want to make the lightest everything from head to toe, top of the stick, bottom of the stick, cleats, equipment. So I'm really excited to see how their equipment pans out, see how that ends up looking on the person. But right now this is their first of two options that I picked up off of lacrosse.com. Make sure you check out all their options there, as well as an awesome interview with, I believe, Ryan Brown, who's heading their lacrosse side of things. So these are pretty wild, and we'll talk about the aesthetics first because they're impossible to ignore. But I'm not a big fan of these funky colored triangles, but you will definitely stand out wearing a pair of these on the cleats or getting looks from the audience. But yeah, they're a little iffy in my opinion. If you're into a more glamorous cleat, they have that kind of chrome changing color thingy. I forget what it's actually called. You see it a lot on cars, and it's iridescent. Word from the crowd. Iridescent is the word that I was looking for, which I think alone with like a base white cleat would be a pretty cool look. But it's a very specific taste for sure. That being said, these are about as comfortable of a cleat as I put on in a while. One thing Adidas does really well is they have a much wider toe box that we've talked about a lot, while still maintaining a really snug mid-section and arch of the foot. So it's going to give you a lot of horizontal support. They've got some really defined cleats, and they actually go with kind of a more standard spike in the middle of the cleat, contrasting what Under Armour and Nike has, which are just kind of some smaller spikes running down the middle of the shoe. But incredibly comfortable. As you can see, this little strap is actually connected directly to the shoelaces, and Adidas has some science behind the lacing setup that I don't quite understand, but it fits really well, like a glove, as Ace Ventura would say. Really cool offering. They weigh in at 12.4 ounces, which is the same weight as the highlight cleats. So they are a much higher riding cleat, but they still feel very light. This is essentially a sleeve on the sides with a still solid tongue, and then you can see there's this cool, almost like neoprene wetsuit material on top of the foot, which should allow these cleats to aerate really nicely so you're not getting too hot of feet. I'm not sure it would be the greatest thing in the rain because I highly doubt that it is waterproof, but cool stuff from Adidas. Just really cool seeing a big time player, like I said, getting back into the sport of lacrosse. I hope to see these in kind of more standard colors, and I think they'd be a great option functionally. Probably not as good looking aesthetically, but cool start to get Adidas back on the map and definitely cause a stir with a funky looking product. So let me know if you have any more questions about the Adidas cleats below. I have the, what are they called? The faster ones, the Adizero mid-highs as well that I'll be reviewing later. I will do an on-field review for that. But other than that, let me know if you have any questions down below. Like, comment, subscribe. Thanks so much. Catch you guys next time.